have a very high academic standard here. I think most people will say that. But we also have a lot of opportunities for students to learn new things, new skills, and participate in clubs. So we have a lot of electives and clubs, and that is just such a rich place for students to learn.
许多家长在替孩子做出国留学规划的时候，网络上可以查到非常多的相关资讯，包含排名啊、学费、学校人数以及课程哦。但是真正关注的问题其实只有一个：孩子到了学校之后，生活以及学习究竟是什么样子呢？许多家长最担心的其实不是成绩，而是孩子第一天走进学校的时候，如果听不懂老师在说什么，怎么办？课程的安排是由谁决定的？分班万一不合适，可以改吗？孩子遇到问题的时候，真的有人会注意到吗？大家好，我是留学问理查的理查。以下的访谈是由加拿大公立教育局安排，我访问到 Walnut Grove Secondary School 的国际事务部的老师。
Before students come to Canada, based on your experience, so you may start.
Yeah, so my name is Sarah, or Miss Sommer to the kids. I am one of the ISP coordinators here at Walnut Grove. I work with Richard Jansen, who is the full-time coordinator this year. And we also, in our office, have two education assistants. So we're actually a team of 4 fantastic staff that work here.
So what is the purpose of a school have an ISP office?
Our job is to take care of the students. So we make sure that if the students are struggling emotionally, have issues in their homestay, have challenges in class, any kind of problems that come up, that they can come to us for help and we support them. Our job is also to plan trips and activities to help the kids get to know Canada better and make friends. We run orientation to help the kids settle down here. And yeah, we do regular check-ins with them and make sure that we communicate with agents and with parents at home as well.
Okay. Well, speaking of the orientation, could you please describe the orientation like, what to expect during the orientation?
Yeah. So orientation is usually the week before classes start in September. We usually have all the information shared with students that they would possibly need during their stay in Canada. So we share about health insurance, money, the rules at school and in their homestay. We get to know them for the first time. We get all of their important contact information. And we give them opportunities also to get to know the school. All of the information that they would need about their classes, about where to go if they need help. They get a tour of the school to get settled. We give them lockers. Yeah, I think those are the main things we do.
Can you please describe how students being placed into each class appropriately?
Many students, before they come to Canada, do a pre-arrival English test, the Vital English. And we usually use that to help us determine which English classes they are fit for. The students also fill in a course selection form so they can choose if they want a special elective or a special PE class. And then we do our best to get our counselors to put them into those courses that they want. And then, when they come to orientation, they do the English test, and we use that to double check, are they in the correct English class for their English level?
Speaking of the placement test, what if a student didn't do well during the placement test? Are there any alternative way to change classes?
Yeah, so every student is different. I totally understand that. Our office is very aware of that. We also know that some students are maybe very, very strong in writing, but maybe not very strong in speaking or reading. So every student is different in their English level. So usually in the first couple of weeks of classes, teachers will share with our office if they think they have a student in their class who the course is too easy for, or the course is too difficult for. So we have a lot of conversations with teachers to make sure students are in the correct classes, and we're able to usually adjust the classes for English level. That usually takes the priority over students who want to change classes because they're not in the right elective. We will always prioritize putting students in the right English level. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So when students feel like it's not, if they don't fit the class, either too easy or too complicated or too difficult for them, how does the student raise the request?
Honestly, within the first week of classes is best. The earlier the better. so that we can make the change happen. So they could talk to their teacher, they could come to our office and tell us. Our education assistants, they speak many different languages as well, Japanese, Mandarin, and Korean. The student needs to speak one of those languages, they can go to them. So every student is unique.
Because if some of the students say, well, I'm interested in science, but they are not capable to do that. So how do you identify if the student fit the class, not just only English, but also academically?
Yeah, that's a good question. Usually February or March before the start of the new school year, the ISP coordinator will send a course selection form to the families or to the agents to fill in. So if it's a last minute registration, they might not have time to request specific courses. And on that form, we usually have links to the Walnut Grove website, which has very clearly outlined what are the courses that you need to have done before taking a certain level of science, for example. And so based on that, families and even the coordinator can kind of guess, oh, well, this student has taken science up to grade 10 in their home country. That means they're probably ready for science 11. So we will look at your transcripts from your home country to kind of also try to guess what level you're ready for. If a kid is suddenly placed in a class that they think is way too difficult, again, maybe we will need to adjust the course schedule because of their academic level. While planning for courses, while making those course selections, the family can always ask the ISP coordinator to take a look at the transcript and make a recommendation for what that student is ready for.
Based on my experience, a lot of students, I wouldn't say complain, but they are complain about their math. It's too easy.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
But the school offer AP courses, right? So for students who wants to charge themselves, they want to take an AP, let's say mathematics or science instead of a regular class. What is the procedure for students eligible to take the course?
Yeah, I think a big one is they should request it early so that we know right away and we can check their transcripts to see if they have the academic level from their home country that we think will be a good fit to take AP here. Another thing to consider is if that student is hoping to graduate in British Columbia, they need a certain number of courses from grade 10 onwards. So they need to have Math 10, Math 11, and so on. Even if a student is at a very high level, if they do not have Math 10 yet, and they want to graduate, they will need to take the easy course. As soon as a student knows they want to take AP, they should let us know, and then we can advise them from there based on their file and their academic history.
So can students actually take an AP course when they just new arrived?
Students that are coming to Canada for the first time should not expect to take AP right away in the first year, because at Walnut Grove, there are very specific prerequisites you need. It is a very high level of academics in AP course. So teachers will only really allow you into that class if you are at a very high level and if they know you're at a very high level. And because you're new, we don't really know you yet. So I would say maybe hope to join within a few years once you've shown your academics and settled in here. As soon as a student knows they want to take AP, they should let us know, and then we can advise them from there based on their file and their academic history.
Based on your experience, what are most challenging students faced when new students arrive or suggestion they should do before they come into Canada?
The big thing is to know it will not be easy, and to prepare even mentally to know that there will be challenges, but there are people who care about you and who are here to support you. I think the biggest challenges students face, often it's a language barrier. So coming to a place where you are suddenly speaking a different language every day. So that can be very surprising, especially in the first few weeks and months if you're not used to that. I think the big thing is to just keep trying to talk in English with people. I think it's very easy for students to just find other students who speak the same language and only speak that language. But I find that it is, students adjust faster if they are able to make friends with lots of different kinds of people and actually adjust to speaking English all the time. So that is a big advice I have. Being very willing to ask questions. I don't know if all students in their home countries are used to being able to just ask for help regularly. In Canada, it's really, you don't get in trouble or people don't think of you as differently if you ask for help. it's actually a good thing to ask for help because it means you are connecting with people and you will be able to move forward faster. So if a student is struggling, if they have any problems at all, they should always ask their teachers or their homestay because we are their main family here. So they need to ask for that.
For parents or student, they're asking, well, if my son cannot understand in the class, what supports do you have?
That's a big thing that a lot of the students really struggle with here is you go to class, you feel really shy because it's a new language and a new culture and you feel like you cannot ask for help. In Canada, teachers are very, very encouraging. They will not think of a student differently or think that they are not smart because they are asking questions or because they tried to answer a question and they didn't get it right. Here, people really respect if you try, even if you get it wrong. So I think a really big advice I have for your students is that they should try, they should take risks, even if it's wrong or if there is something that is different that they face that is maybe a little bit scary. People here really respect that and respond to that.
In the very beginning, you were talking about the orientation, there's some activity available. Could you please share what is common activities that the school offer or extracurricular student may participate?
Oh, there's so much, especially at Walnut Grove, there's so much. So the international office has a few field trips and activities that we organize and students can pay to go on these trips, like going skiing in January, February. We do a trip for Halloween to go to an amusement park. We usually do a winter activity with like ice skating and Christmas lights. So those are always really fun and it's a great way for our international students to get to know each other and see more of Canada. At Walnut Grove, we also have a lot of extracurricular activities. So we have very many sports teams, including sports teams that are a little bit less competitive. So you can still play, but you don't need to try out, or it's a less high level, so more people can be a part of it. Like we have a badminton team, we have a curling team, we have cross-country running, we have swimming, but then of course we also have basketball and volleyball, which are more high level. We have very many clubs. So today, actually, early October today, we have a club fair happening in the cafeteria where all the different clubs at our school, which are run by students, other students can come and get to know the clubs and sign up for clubs. And that is anything from leadership, volunteering, playing games to get to know other people and have fun, chess club. We have lots of volunteering clubs. I think I already said that. Sports clubs. Cat club. So very many clubs where students can find other people with similar interests.
Cat club? What is that?
Yeah, there's a cat club. I saw that today.
Cat?
So what they do is they raise money to give to a cat shelter so that the cats can find homes and families to adopt them.
Speaking of that, I also coaching students to do the college placement.
Yeah.
So volunteering is one of the key extracurricular. So I sometimes encourage students, you should go to the RSPCA, stray animal. Invite them come to the school to participate in the school fair. Yeah. So and make people realize, how they, treat those stray animals. Yeah. So kids love this kind of leadership. Oh yeah. So you bring because you don't have to start a club in the school. Yeah. But actually you invite someone already doing it. Come into school and have a stand.
Definitely. Yeah.
So that's
I love
easy
that.
and quick.
Yes, exactly. That's the cat club. Right. No, that's good. Yeah. So there is so much going on around Walnut Grove that it's very important that students pay attention to announcements and information because a lot of these clubs and sports teams have very specific times that you can sign up. Like only some sports start in September, other sports start in February or in January. And so if students want to join a club, they should sign up right away. If they want to join a sports team, they need to pay attention to like when they have to go audition or try out for the team. Because some of these things you can't just join because you want to. You have to actually go and try out. And if there is space for you, you can join. But you need to actually go and try. But it's a great opportunity if you make it in.
Would you like to address a little bit about how international student and local student engaging activity, how discrimination, if it happens, how school take care of those issues when it occurred?
That is one big challenge when you're coming to a new place, is you're coming to a school where people have been at school with each other for years. So these are classes where people know each other, people speak the same language, and you are coming in as a guest. And it's sometimes hard to connect and become a part of that whole group that has already been together for years. So it's normal for that transition to sometimes be difficult from both sides, for people to welcome you with open arms, but also for you to try to join. So I think it takes openness from both sides to be able to connect, if that makes sense. But of course, sadly, it does sometimes happen that discrimination or instances like that happen. It's very important that students report it right away. So there's a few different ways that students can report things at Walnut Grove. One way is just to talk to teachers or to the international office or to go to the main office and talk to the administration right away and report it, who said what, who did what, and what happened. And it's important they do it right away. And then that will usually start the investigation process. They'll talk to all of the people involved and decide on consequences. Our administration does take discrimination very seriously. And as an international office, we also are a part of that. We want to make sure our students feel safe and respected at our school. And then if students feel worried and they don't want to report it with their name attached, we do also have a different way that students can report discrimination or racism or any other form of bullying anonymously without their name attached. But of course, that always comes with a little bit more questions. If you're reporting anonymously, there's not always a chance that things will get dealt with right away, that the right people will get talked to. But it is good for our school to know if things like that are happening.
Fun fact of this school and what this school make difference from other schools.
Oh my gosh. I should have done my homework and practice my numbers. Like we have 37 clubs. I don't know, something like that.
Well, just maybe just one thing, fun fact or fun part of your job.
Oh, fun part of my job?
Yeah, the fun part of your job.
Yeah.
I think that would be great. Yeah.
Well, my favorite part of my job is the trips that I get to plan for my students. So actually this week we are going to Fright Night. So 40 ISP students and me and Richard and the team, we're all going to go to an amusement park and we'll go on fun rides and people will walk around and scare us because we're celebrating Halloween. So I think that is just so fun. The kids always have such a great time with that. Yeah, I'll share that.
Excellent. Okay, good. Well, that's it.
Are you gonna have a blooper section?